Twitter is continuing to do very Twitter-like things. Look at the new effort they're undertaking. We're testing a feature for you to report tweets that seem misleading as you see them. Starting today, some people in the US, South Korea, and Australia will find the option to flag a tweet as it's misleading after clicking on report tweet. So now they want everybody to rat on everybody to tell on everybody else, and the fact that they thought this was a good idea is astonishing to me. How do you have an entire boardroom full of complete morons? By the way, they were getting so dogpiled for it, I think there was a response that was like, hey, we're just testing it, everybody relax a little bit, but who knows if we're going to roll it out everywhere, we're just seeing, because there's a lot of misinformation and stuff out there. Okay. Obviously, what somebody who's politically conservative thinks is misleading is very different than what somebody who's politically on the left thinks is misleading. There's all these different political ideologies out there. Obviously, people are not, really neutral or objective or thoughtful in many ways. And so a Ted Cruz fan will look at everything I say, or a Steven Crowder fan or Ben Shapiro fan will look at everything I say and say, that's misleading. Report every tweet from Kyle. A Kyle Kulinski fan will look at anything Ben Shapiro or Steven Crowder tweets, and they'd say, that's misleading. You got to report that. Now, listen. I'm me, so I'm biased. I obviously think I'm right about what I say, and most of the stuff I see from the right is wrong. Most of the stuff I see from corporate Democrats I think is wrong. But, even given that, I wouldn't want to report it as misleading, and what happens? It gets a banner, it gets a label, it gets a warning, because then everything on the site is going to have a warning. Because people are drowning in biases. Because people are just people. You can only remove your blinders as much as possible. The most honest among us are just upfront about what their biases are. I'm upfront about the fact that I'm social democratic or populist left or libertarian socialist. That's my bias. That's the lens I view the world through. That's the filter where I take in everything. Now, I never twist facts. I look at the facts and I'm honest about them, but then I analyze it through my own perspective, because I'm only human. Everybody does that. If they say they don't have any sort of, ideology or filter or beliefs or opinions or framework to view the world through, they're not being honest with you. So everybody's just going to rat on everybody else, and everything's going to be labeled misleading. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? I mean, people contest the most basic shit. So go ahead, try this and see how it goes. You're going to realize it's a mess. You're going to realize it's a disaster, and you're going to realize you're destroying the thing that made Twitter good in the first place. The whole point originally was we don't censor. This is just a free and open platform. You say what you want. Just please don't do direct threats of violence and don't dox people. Just common sense, but other than that, say whatever you want. Doesn't matter if it's right, wrong, whatever. Just go ahead. Talk. Do your thing. That's what made this place attractive. That's what made originally YouTube attractive. It was an alternative to cable news and to other forms of entertainment. And now they're trying to turn it back into what people were escaping from. Same thing with Twitter. They want to censor more and ban and deplatform and micromanage, and people don't like that. So is this the thing that's finally going to tank Twitter? Look, maybe they're smart enough to test this and then be like, this is terrible, and scrap it. I hope that's the case. They got rid of the fleets because they weren't all that popular. Great. They should probably get rid of this as well. But I can't believe it got through the process where a boardroom talked about it and they agreed this is a good idea. How dumb do you have to be to think this is a good idea? Very dumb.